Hello, this is Dannah McKellar Ntaka, and I am back for the final video of the day, which is part 3 of our Starting Your Garden series. And I always want to give you a scripture to substantiate why we do what we do. When the children of Israel were wandering in the wilderness, there was some advice that they were given about how to maneuver, how to cope. And since we are 4 to 5 months into this pandemic, we want to give you some advice from Jeremiah, the 29th chapter. Everyone loves to quote the 11th verse, but I want to back up a little bit to verse 4. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, unto all that are carried away captives, whom I have caused to be carried away from Jerusalem into Babylon. Build ye houses, and dwell in them, and plant gardens, and eat the fruit of them. Take ye wives, and beget sons and daughters, and take wives for your sons, and give your daughters to husbands, that they may bear sons and daughters, that ye may be increased there, and not diminished. And seek the peace of the city, whither I have caused you to be carried away captives, and pray unto the Lord for it, for in the peace thereof there ye have peace. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, let not your prophets and your diviners that be in the midst of you deceive you, neither hearken to your dreams, which ye cause to be dreamed. For they prophesy falsely unto you in my name. I have not sent them, saith the Lord. For thus saith the Lord, that after 70 years be accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you, and perform my good word toward you, in causing you to return to this place. And then here is the favorite verse that everyone loves to quote. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. So yes, we do have an expected end, but before we can get to that expected end and be visited by the Lord, there are things that we can do. And one thing that you can do is, as the scripture has given us, a command, a directive, an encouragement, and that is to plant gardens. So when we were cut off from the last video, I was just in the middle of showing you the rosemary. I've already removed the rosemary from the plastic planter that I purchased it in. It's already been situated down inside. You can see there, I have my little tag showing me that it is rosemary. And then on the other side, that's the sweet basil. Now the sweet basil is a little bit different because it did not come in the type of planter that you can remove. It's a biodegradable planter. So I'll show you very quickly how to take off the plastic here. And I'm probably going to have to find my shears. Okay, there's a perforated place. So once you remove the wrapper, it's in its little carton type of biodegradable planter. We're going to just remove the bottom part. And the purpose for removing the bottom part, you're just breaking it off, pinch until you can't pinch anymore. So I've pinched it all the way around, and I'm going to pull it off. You want to allow for the roots to be able to extend downward, and you can see the little roots kind of sticking out. This is biodegradable, the bottom of this planter. We can just toss it over in here. Sit this here. I am pulling the remainder of the biodegradable planter off, and as I said, because it will break down and become a part of the soil, we can just kind of crumple it up. Everything goes back to the earth, remember that. We're going to push more dirt up around it to support it. And once we do that, we're going to water. So we have sweet basil here, we have rosemary there, and I have some little bottles of water too. I do use the best water when I'm watering. We don't want to water our plants, especially the ones that we eat. We don't want to water them with any water that was tainted. We still have a situation in Flint where the water is contaminated with lead. Some people like to do gardening because it's relaxing. Some people like to do it just to play around and experiment and see if they have any skill. I garden to feed myself and to feed my family, and to keep my rich family tradition alive. Just because we have corporate jobs and careers doesn't mean that we still can't do the things that our ancestors taught us to do. So there. For the time being, until I select more herbs to go there, I'll fill in the rest of this just so it looks uniform. And I'm going to set it to the side for one moment and just go back and take one more look at the compost. For me with gardening, the composting is the most important part, and it's the most fun to watch. You may see that there's starting to be just a little bit of condensation there. Lift it again. If you can see from the dampness, from the bananas, and the lid on it, that means that the process of fermentation is already started. Things are being broken down, and our rich soil is going to take maybe 7 to 8 weeks to really start to break down. You can purchase, if you are a serious gardener, you can purchase a composting machine, and it sort of looks like the old-fashioned barbecue barrel, and it has a handle that you can just wind it around and around, because this mixture is supposed to be rotated. In a couple of days, I'll come back with mashed potato masher, and I'll start to mash and stir it around with that mashed potato masher. And it's a mashed potato masher that I bought specifically for my gardening. I just rinse it off when I'm done, dry it, and then hang it where I hang my other tools. So I'll put the lid back on it, and we'll check on that a little bit later. Happy gardening. This is Dannah McKellar Ntaka, and this segment is called Let Me Show You How. We are showing you how to enjoy a wonderful lifestyle, no matter what your budget, no matter what your income. I like to teach people how to use things that they already have. This is my time management form here, where I have to document my work hours, hours that I have to read, write, and publish, and anything else that I have to do. Favors for family, volunteerism in the community. There's another thing that I want you to get from the library, or if someone just has someone to donate, the original Farmer's Almanac. My grandfather used to always have this. It gives weather forecasts for the 18 regions of the United States. There are coupons and advertisements there. Region 16, the Pacific Southwest. It tells you what will grow there. Number 15 is the Pacific Northwest, where I've been accustomed to living for over 3 decades is the Mid-Atlantic region, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, and of course there are certain things that are going to grow in the South that will not grow there. I'm accustomed to being in area regions number 2 or 3. Right now, I'm in region 11. And for the past 2 years, almost 2 years now, I have relocated myself and my business back to the great state of Texas, as they call it. Everyone who knows me knows that I'm originally from Tyler, Texas. I grew up there and spent many years in Philadelphia after attending Temple University, Drexel University, and University of Pennsylvania. I made that area my home, and I loved that area. But after the death of my son, Cody, I decided it was time to get a little bit closer to family. I'm used to coming to Texas for holidays, and everyone's on their best behavior at the holiday time. But we're having a chance to bond with family and work and just explore life in this area. Love the heat in Texas. I'm an August baby. I just had a birthday, And we'll be coming to you every week to give you pointers on your gardening. Thank you for tuning in. Once again, this is Dannah McKellar Ntaka. Let me show you how. Thanks.